Hello and welcome. This is James Wood, the Scholastic Tournament Administrator for the NASEF and CIF Esports Initiative. This video is going to cover League of Legends and the rules and match protocols for both the fall and the spring CIF esports seasons. First, I want to jump into a little bit about League of Legends. It's a team of 5 players. You can have 5 players and 5 substitutes on each roster. During the Fall Open tournament, the matches are going to be best of 1 until you hit the top 4, and then those matches will be best of 3. During the spring, the weekly matches are going to be best of 2, which means that, yes, you can tie during the week, but it will still improve your standings. You can go 1-1. In the postseason, it will change to best of 3, so we can have definitive winners, and once we reach top 4, those games will be best of 5. So make sure you plan accordingly with League of Legends. If you are making it to the top 4 or 5, those games will take a little bit longer. Substitution policy. If you would like to substitute players, you may do so between games, but you cannot substitute a player out once a game has started, even if a player disconnects. You have to communicate that you are using a sub and which substitute that is prior to starting pick bans, in case the other team needs to refresh their notes and decide if they want to change who they are picking or banning. I have links here in this slide deck to both the rulebooks for the Fall Open and the CIF Esports Initiative. The rulebooks are going to be very, very similar, and I'm going to do a demo of those and a quick overview at the end of this video. I want to talk about how to update your rosters within UGC. First, you're going to select clubs and teams on the left. You're going to select the settings wheel, or if you're already on your team's page, you're going to go to the management button followed by settings. Now I will demo this as well in just a second, but once you are there, you're going to fill in the About section. You're going to fill in, for League of Legends in particular, you're going to fill in the name or the summoner name for your players in each role, as well as any alternate accounts they may be using. So you need their name, their alternate accounts that they play on, and their highest account rank. What this is going to do is it's going to give the other teams the opportunity to scout those players, and you as a coach should plan to look up ranks on both or either of these websites, either tracker.gg or na.opgg. Once you're done updating your roster, make sure that you click Save. So your rosters, again, they don't need any actual player names, they just need their summoner names, and this is to allow proper scouting and a good pick ban phase. Within the actual UGC client, again, this process just to kind of show you what that looks like on the page. You're logged in at nasef.ugcesports.gg. You're going to go to your clubs and teams. I'm going to go down and I'm going to select my League of Legends team here. Click the settings wheel. And then I'm going to update my roster here. And you can actually stretch this out. Put in all of the roster. Top name, mid, jungle, bot, support, names in the roles. Quick note, you are allowed to lane swap. That is a totally valid and legitimate strategy. Just because the players are listed here does not mean that that's where they have to play. But if there's for scouting purposes, these are what you'd consider your main 5. Once you're done, test player, platinum. I'm going to just hit save and then make sure that this updates. And again, you should have your teams updated here all in this About information. So pretty simple. That's all you need for rosters on UGC. So team create your roster here. I have a demo game set up for a different game title, but once you've got the games here, you can actually navigate to clubs and teams, and any upcoming matches that your team has will show up over here. This one is for Smash Brothers JV. I'm going to click on this, and this particular game, regardless of the game it is, you can actually click into the opposing team, look at their team, and then you'll actually be able to see their roster and their About list here. Obviously, it'll look different for League of Legends. You'll be able to click on Discord and view the Discord here. This connection button is being updated to match our white label. But you'll be able to connect your Discord account here and then be able to see the opposing team's Discord. And you should also be able to use the in-client chat right here. Once you're done and you finish your game, all you have to do is click Report Score. You can upload screenshots. These are strongly recommended but are not required. In League of Legends, it'll be either 0 or 1. You hit save, and then it's going to ask you a question at the end. This is really good information for us. Was your opponent on time? Yes or no? How would you rate their friendliness, their sportsmanship, and then any notes. So if you experience any problems in the game, just type it in here. And that's score reporting. And then hit submit, and it would be submitted. With League of Legends, the weekly procedures are going to be a little bit odd because we are going to be utilizing an off-site location for the pro draft. Each round, you're going to find your opponent on the UGC page, as I just demoed. The home team is going to set up the game, as we have described in the rulebook, and I'm going to walk through that in a minute, including the name and password, team colors, not applicable here, and the names. Again, it is best recommendation that passwords and names are all one case, such as what's listed here. The home team has side selection in all of the Game 1 games, and after Game 1, whichever team lost will have side selection in subsequent games in the Best of X series. That means that in a Best of 2, home team will have side selection in the first game. Whoever wins will not have side selection, and then the losing team will have the option for the second game. Once everybody is in the lobby, the home team will share a link to the pro draft, which is off of this draft law website. Again, I'm going to do a quick demo of what that looks like, as well as showing you what those sites look like in a second. Teams are going to complete the draft on the draft law website in whatever order they'd like. They don't have to draft in order. And then once they are in the actual game, they will complete the tournament draft in whatever order they would like. So the in-game draft does not have to match the off-site draft strictly because of who owns which champions. And then the teams will play until one team is defeated. Straight from the rulebook, the lobby settings are listed here. Pretty straightforward in League of Legends. Main thing here is that you use tournament draft mode, and then the draft is already completed on other sides, allow spectators. What this looks like in the lobby is you're going to go to create custom. I'll do a quick demo of that in a second. Game name, team size of 5, password, allow spectators, and tournament draft are the big settings. In the lobby settings, make sure there are no bots. You can invite your team directly and have screenshots of the lobby to make sure that the correct players on the roster are playing and that the teams that are drafting are matching, so that the draft matches that. Now, once you're all in the lobby, you're going to send a link to this draft law page. The home team is going to create this. Here's kind of a quick example of what that looks like. They put the team names in for blue or red. Then if you are the home team, you're going to send, so if you're the home team and you're blue, you're going to send the red link over here for red team. And then you can also send the spectator link to any spectator accounts. I highly recommend saving these links and looking at the spectator link later on, because it will save the draft results. So if there's ever a discrepancy between what was drafted and what was played, you can have this as a verification. This site, just a quick what this looks like. You've got all the champions. Both teams are going to ready up, and then they're going to complete the draft. You can go back and forth on these. You'll do tournament draft where blue team bans 1, red team bans 1. You go back and forth for the first 6 bans. Blue team picks a champion. Red team picks 2. Blue team picks 1. Or blue team picks 2. Then red team picks 1. Then you go into another pick ban phase where red bans, then blue bans, red, then blue. Then red picks, blue picks their last 2, and then red side gets last pick. So it will follow the tournament draft process very, very closely. And then once you've got it finalized, this is kind of, you can save this screenshot. So you can navigate to an old pick or ban by looking at any of the links, including the spectator link. So again, it is highly, highly recommended that you save those links and then take screenshots of the pick bans. With League of Legends, similar expectations to other titles, with the exception that if a team is 10 minutes late, they are going to forfeit their first ban of the set. So if they are late to get in and late to start, then they need to let their first ban timer expire during the draft, and they do not get that ban back. And again, we want to minimize the forfeits and minimize teams that are late and respect everybody's time. So if you are more than 20 minutes late, you will forfeit all games of your set. If you have multiple forfeits in a season, you may be barred from future competitions because we do not want a league of forfeits. If you are utilizing all chat, you need to utilize it only in a friendly manner. Good luck and have fun. GG are acceptable. GG easy is not acceptable, or any negative commentary. This can result in player or team bans as described in the rulebook. I'm going to take a quick moment and demo the platform for you. So if we look at the platform, it looks like this. This is the main client page. So this is the current main client right now. What you're going to have your players do is they're going to click on play. They're going to create a custom lobby if they are making it, or join a custom lobby if you have the lobby information that's been shared. So if I'm joining a custom and I want to look at the game that's been played, I'm just going to type in the name, find the name here in the list, and then join it. If you are creating the lobby, I recommend private lobbies only, shorten the list a little bit. If you go to create custom, make sure your name is more specific. For example, team names, make sure your team size is 5. Password, again, lowercase is helpful. Like, I promise you, it will save you a lot of headache. Make sure tournament draft is chosen and that all spectators are allowed. Click confirm, and it's going to go into creating this game. Now, make sure you don't add any bots. The all chat will be down here so you can communicate with whoever else is in the lobby. Communicate the link to the draft law page, and then you'll jump into that. I'm going to show you what that setup looks like as well. So the draft law page is draftlaw.dawi.gg. It's listed up here and it's linked in the slides in the rulebook. So this is something that the home team will do. The home team will create their name. They will choose their side. They will click create. And then in the in-game client, once they are in the actual in-game client, they will share that link there, or they can share it via Discord if the in-game chat is not working. So both teams will open up their pick bans. So home will open theirs, away will open theirs, again in different lobbies. Both teams are going to ready up, and then it'll play noise, and then bans will start. They're going to complete the tournament draft. They're going to complete the pick bans, lock in their bans. Make sure you do that each time. And then they'll go from there. You complete the bans. You can also look at a spectator link here. If you want to spectate, you can see who's been picked and who's been banned. Again, this is just to demo the red bans. This would go on in different computers right now. I hope this has been helpful. As I did promise, I'm going to go over the rule books, but if you don't want to go into a quick deep dive of the rule books, then you can end here. Link to this slide deck is here, bit.ly UGC League of Legends setup. It's listed down there. And yeah, let me jump into the rulebook review real quick. I'm going to go grab these rulebook links and show you where to find those. All of the rulebooks are present on the NASEFxCIF page. So if you go to the NASEF Compete CIF California, all of the rulebooks that we're going to be using are linked here, both for Rocket League and League of Legends. Here is the Fall Open League of Legends rulebook and the Spring NASEFxCIF League of Legends rulebook. My goal with both of these was to make them pretty clearly differentiated. The one with the CIF logo is for the CIF League. The big differences are that for the Fall Open, this is strictly a double elimination tournament, whereas the CIF Esports Initiative is a 10-round competition where you play weekly round-robin matches, and then that leads into a postseason. So quick overview of the content that's in here, and then you can dive into these at your leisure. Quick overview of what the competition is, sort of a one-page summary of what's going on, timeline of events that are included here. We've got registration and team name protocol, how you name your teams, how your acronym needs to match, eligibility, who can play. For the Fall Open, it's all the California schools as well as CIF member schools. There's California NASEF clubs. You don't need to enter student data. This should cover all of the if this happens, then what do I do sort of situation. How do you list your roster? Where do you find links to the trackers? One thing I didn't mention about rosters is that you should not change your roster less than 48 hours prior to the scheduled match time. Whatever roster is there is considered locked in 2 days before the match begins, and that's to allow proper pick, ban, and strategy from the other team. Only players that are and substitutes that are listed may play. You can substitute between games in a set, but not during a game. Again, if you're late, you forfeit the first ban. If you are 20 minutes late, you forfeit the entire set. Start communicating with the other teams early. What happens if they don't? Why are we using draft law? And what happens if you miss a pick or ban there? How do you set up the pro draft? All of this information should be in here. Pause rules, disconnection rules, restrictions, sportsmanship expectations. All this information is here, so feel free to dive into this rule book. It'll answer the what happens if somebody disconnects. What happens if there's lag? Short answer, you don't get to complain. Lag happens. Technical information, what your computers need to have, and then a guide for port forwarding here. Again, I hope this video has been helpful, and if you need to reach out, join the office hours, reach out on Discord, email me, and the slide deck is linked right here. So hope this is helpful, and best of luck out there.